It just so happens that more people watch our videos without a subscription than with it. Let's fix it. Subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you won't miss anything interesting about the Star Wars universe, and we will be very pleased by this. Your subscription is the best support for us. Thank you all in advance. Greetings to all Star Wars fans. The next 2 years will be heavily saturated with new content on our beloved universe, and at the moment all the forces of Lucasfilm are focused on shooting projects such as Mandalorian and Grogu, New Jedi Order and Dawn of the Jedi. Today we will talk about the latest project directed by James Mangold, famous for a large number of successful films such as Logan. Dawn of the Jedi is the oldest era of Star Wars, an era as far away as possible from everything that happens in the movies or TV series. At a time when George Lucas was still the owner of Lucasfilm, he entrusted the development of this era to talented writers, thanks to whom the Dawn of the Jedi was overgrown with a large number of books and comics, and quite interesting ones. I especially remember the most medieval style that the authors tried to adhere to. Spaceships were still quite primitive, blasters had just appeared, and a lightsaber did not exist at all. All this happened 36,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. For comparison, the era of the Old Republic dates from 8,000 to 1,000 years before the Battle of Yavin. That's how ancient this Dawn of the Jedi is. The galaxy was under the patronage of the powerful Rakata Empire, who invented Force Saber, the first version of the lightsaber that turned on only when the owner endowed it with the energy of the dark side of the Force. Then, the first users of the Force created the Jedi Order and settled on the planet Tython, which became famous for its mystery. Later, it received a good disclosure in the game The Old Republic, but its appearance in The Mandalorian disappointed me because the authors did not take care of the content, showing Tython just as another desert. Dawn of the Jedi is a very interesting and special time, and those very talented authors invited by Lucas have done a great job to show fans the primordial history of Star Wars well. That's just that books and comics were released already under Disney, and the company developed the era until 2014. Remember this. If there are fans of Dawn of the Jedi among you, write in the comments what it means to you. And so, just a year ago, Lucasfilm officially announced the first film of the Dawn of the Jedi from director James Mangold, and fans are beginning to rejoice. However, the jubilation did not last long, replaced by bewilderment. Literally, in the very first interview, Mangold stated that he would not read the books and comics about the Dawn of the Jedi. He specifically asked Lucasfilm to give him the most distant era possible in order to have absolute creative freedom. His idea would take place in another one. Over the years, Lucasfilm has been laying the foundations for the ancient history of the Jedi, and these foundations are different from anything written in books and comics. For example, in the 7th and 8th episodes, we were first shown the aquatic planet Acto, on the surface of which there are many small islands. From now on, this planet is famous for the fact that the very first Jedi temple in the history of Star Wars was founded on it. Consequently, Tython and everything related to it are sent to the dustbin of history. Apparently, this will be the main location of Mangold's new film. In addition, the director is going to adhere to the so-called samurai style, which Lucas himself was inspired by and continues to be inspired by Filoni. Thus, we will get something similar to the famous Kurosawa films, and the first Jedi will look like samurai. It is also rumored that James Mangold spent a lot of time studying old Lucas concepts in search of inspiration and perhaps to take some of the work of the founding father of Star Wars. In case you didn't know, George always wanted to make a movie about the origin of the Force itself, and even created a pretty big concept for this project, but in the end the project never came out. Answering the question of whether Mangold will use his achievements, I will say that I strongly doubt it. Yes, he may be inspired by some individual moments, but the film will be based on exactly what Disney is interested in. If they really wanted to use Lucas's concepts, they would have done it a long time ago. However, the Disney bosses repeatedly made it clear to George that they are now dealing with the universe, not him. Obviously, this has not always been good for Star Wars. Therefore, Mangold is going to create a completely author's project without using concepts or book materials. Speaking about the main character of Dawn of the Jedi, the director prefers a human, although many fans believe that the most logical option would be to show the origin of the mysterious race of Yoda and explain why these creatures are so powerful. But no, Mangold is not going to do this, and most likely the main character will be a man of Asian descent, so as not to get out of the general samurai style. James wanted to show us not only the rise of the Jedi Order and the creation of the first lightsaber, but also the origin of the Force itself. In his understanding, Dawn of the Jedi is a large and incredibly important project that will reveal the primordial history of Star Wars well. We will see the galaxy as we have never seen it before, and you know, my attitude to this is quite ambiguous. I understand that sometimes such projects turn out well, like Andor, but the Dawn of the Jedi is a huge layer of the already existing Star Wars story which has been studied for 5 years. Initially, the Dawn of the Jedi was created as a great addition to the Old Republic, showing how some familiar things or events happened, or how the Rakata Empire dominated the galaxy. The Dawn of the Jedi did not ignore the Old Republic, but rather its additions. But the approach that Mangold suggests involves completely ignoring a whole layer of history and all its fans. In my opinion, this is completely wrong. He should at least familiarize himself and not violate the established traditions of the universe, but complement them as past authors did. But James in fact just declared a small war on the fans of the Dawn of the Jedi, and this is a fatal mistake. He's a very good director, of course, but I'm afraid that the film might turn out to be something like The Witcher: Blood Origin, whose authors practiced the same approach to writing a story. Disney had to learn from their mistakes. First, they nurture a generation of fans of a certain era, and then they are told that they are not going to please them with their favorite content. But now it is James Mangold who will be the one who will lay the foundations for the history of Star Wars in the new canon. Will he succeed? What do you think? Personally, I'm in no hurry to bury the project ahead of time, which I urge you to do. My job is to convey information to you, express my opinion, and the main job already lies with you, dear viewers. You should write in the comments what you think yourselves and what expectations you have from Dawn of the Jedi. Your feedback will help me track the general mood of Star Wars fans. Just write everything as it is, as it lies on your mind. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and continue to follow your favorite universe with us. Thanks a lot for watching. See you soon.